finally we got the staff list for the next few One Piece episodes, and two of them are the awaited debut of Luffy's Gear 5. I thought I'd make this video to talk about that and what to expect based on the staff list. Before getting into the two big episodes, we're getting the adaptation of the insanely action-packed Chapter 1042. The director is the upcoming young director Sho Inuzuka. Sadly, he's a director I'm not the biggest fan of. He's a hit or miss for me, but he can improve. He does have strong points in his direction like attention to lighting and overall compositing. I think the difference this time is that he won't storyboard the entire episode, which could make him focus more on the direction. The most pleasantly surprising thing about this is that the name revealed to be storyboarding this episode is the previous series director for One Piece, Toshinori Fukuzawa. It's interesting because he's like Nagamina's opposite, a weak series director but a phenomenal episode director. I'll get to Nagamine in a bit. Fukuzawa will only storyboard on this episode, and it's a very big win. He storyboarded before the second best Luffy vs Katakuri episode, 856, and as you can see, he's very good when it comes to boarding action, so I'm hoping this episode gets a good amount of capable key animators because it's right before the big episodes. Also, this might be a good chance for Inuzuka to learn a thing or two from Fukuzawa's board, considering he's still learning. Now on to the first big episode of the insane stretch of chapters, Gear 5 debut Cliffhanger. I did expect this episode to be the weakest among the Gear 5 episodes because of what follows it, but I'm glad the director for it is Yusuke Suzuki. He's been improving as a director, and I'm sure he'll nail the important moments. He gave us the incredible Kaido stabbing Kinemon scene. He also directed episode 1049, the famous Snake Man entrance episode. Suzuki nails dramatic moments, but he's weak when it comes to action, so he's perfect for this episode since it has three crucial dramatic moments. As much as I'm in for the anime not being a legit copy of the manga, this cliffhanger is something I don't want to be presented in a flashy way that reveals the full design. I think that would take away from the episode after it. I think the best thing is a little transformation sequence at the end, as Luffy is a silhouette presented in an ominous way, or like Snake Man was presented before its big episode. Either way, it's gonna be a good episode for sure. Now on to the most anticipated episode since 1015, the legendary chapter 1044. I'm not sad that Ishitani isn't directing, I'm sad that there were so many better directors to choose on this episode. I've always criticized people who pretend Ishitani is the only amazing director. We get directors like Ryosuke Tanaka, Koyama, Matsumi, Tokuno, Nakamura. To me, these are the best directors after Ishitani and usually nail all the necessary aspects of an episode. Nakamura and Tanaka directed Sanji and Zoro's episode, so I guess that was a price to pay. Tokuno said he will return, and Matsumi hasn't said anything yet. The director for this episode is the best series director for One Piece, but as an episode director, he has one crucial weakness: pacing. I got so much respect for Tatsuya Nagamine, spoke many times about him in previous videos, because he's basically the man who turned One Piece upside down to the quality we got in Wano. However, unlike the directors I mentioned, his weakness is pacing, and I'm talking offensive kind of pacing with stare downs, flashbacks, and these techniques that basically tell you I'm stretching the episode to have the necessary duration. An example was episode 1027 or 990. However, it is important to note that these episodes had tough schedules, and 1027 especially had a very tight schedule, so I think it's safe to say this episode has a schedule of 5 months minimum, 8 months maximum. And with Hiyori's presence, it is possible to be the weak part while the important reveal is handled perfectly. I also want to mention Nagamina's strengths because while his pacing control is not good, he's someone who puts a lot of attention to exceptional atmosphere. His episodes are often colorful with striking imagery, which is very important to the iconic shots of the chapter. He is also very good when it comes to storyboarding action, as he storyboarded 2 iconic Zoro scenes in early Wano. One thing is guaranteed when it comes to this episode is the animation. It's gonna be some of the best in all of One Piece. Expect animators on the highest caliber on this one. So fingers crossed this episode delivers, and I do think the episode after it will be the best animated episode in One Piece, as we are gonna see Bahijeri potentially storyboarding its main action. Anyway, thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and see you next time.